phobias, anxiety disorders, and society in general. In contrast, stress and anxiety takes a variety of developmental years to develop, or more properly, worsen prior to it affects a person. The tension and anxiety can in fact lead to other phobias such as claustrophobia, the fear of closed spaces, and hexakosioihexekontahexaphobia, which is the unreasonable fear of the number 666. Both are thought about to be mental disorders, though it is normally accepted that phobias emerge from anxiety disorders. There are some who believe that anxiety disorders are not constant and can generally be treated with medication, whereas fears are usually thought to need substantial treatment. Interestingly, a number of modern-day fears are extremely social in nature, possibly reflecting the growing sense of status anxiety and social stress and anxiety individuals feel. These specific fears are generally considered to be non-clinical and are simple signs of mild social disorders that cannot be classified as phobias. A lot of professionals see these brand new fears as little bit more than signs of individuals developing social anxiety and status stress and anxiety as an outcome of ignorance or false information. Some theorize that fears are formed out of the exaggerated element of the natural human survival impulse. Fears are responses to natural risks to a person's wellness, for instance, the worry of spiders or the worry of heights. The difference lies in the intensity of the fear reaction. A fear can completely disable or cripple a person while having an easy just elicit a reaction that does not always disrupt an individual's typical functions. According to some psychologists, tension and anxiety combine with external triggers and internal aspects that affect on a person's subconscious can trigger phobias. There are some who think that anxiety disorders are not continuous and can be treated with medication, whereas fears are usually thought to require comprehensive therapy. Worry is often thought about to be an important component of the human subconscious, keeping people from leaping into situations that can be thought about unsafe or disadvantageous. However, there are times when fear can successfully impair a person's ability to do what has to be done. This is particularly real if the worry is available in the kind of anxiety disorders and fears, which can in some cases be described as being unreasonable, as compared with the more normal, reasonable fears. Both are considered to be mental disorders, though it is usually accepted as emerge from anxiety disorders. Anxiety disorders and fears can be activated by a number of demanding scenarios. Clearly, a lot of studies suggest that anxiety disorders might take longer to form or establish as compared to fears. Social class and citizenship also appear to be a generation of these so-called fears, generating fears of national-level status stress and anxiety in the face of broadening globalization. Social anxiety is also handed upon, with individuals starting to end up being increasingly more nervous about the increasing up movement readily available within numerous social anchors. There are some that have theorized that people are beginning to establish an instinctive fear of what is sometimes seen to be rapid social restructuring, connecting to a more individual kind of status anxiety than the massive example mentioned above. Surprisingly, a number of contemporary phobias are highly social, possibly reflecting the growing sense of status stress and anxiety and social anxiety individuals feel. These particular fears are normally considered to be non-clinical and are mere signs of moderate social conditions that cannot be categorized as phobias. Many experts view these brand new phobias as little bit more of people developing social stress and anxiety and status stress and anxiety as a result of ignorance or misinformation. There are likewise some that bring inequitable undertones, such as a fear that centers around the fear of Christianity and the numerous Christian Discover the secret to weeding out your real anxiety triggers and switching them off once and for all. And banish the dread from your life forever. What would your life be like without those constant feelings of anxiety, worry and dread? Think about it. Imagine what you could do in your life if you didn't have the constant worry. Imagine what you could do if you didn't have the sense of doom. Imagine what you could get done if you weren't always frozen with terror about your future. I bet you could do a lot more than you do now. right? Well, think about this. What if your anxiety never changes for your whole life? Will you be able to fulfill your dreams? That's what anxiety is. It's the dream killer. I mean, how can you plan any kind of future the way you want it when all you can feel about your future is uncertainty, worry, and dread? This is what anxiety does. It ruins your life and stops you doing what you want to do. But once you know what is fueling your anxiety, once you know that what you have been told about your out of control anxiety is just plain wrong, and once you realize that anxiety is not all in your head, then you can finally start to beat it. You can finally start to reclaim your life, future, and your dreams. I present you Anxiety Shift, a complete course that will help you understand your anxiety and beat it. Put the anxiety shift into action and start living your anxiety-free life. To learn more, go to stressfree.info. Anxiety